Hello everyone, welcome to Practical C++, the beginner course. My name is Zach, and in this tutorial we will be discussing concatenation. Now before we actually get into concatenation, which may sound like a difficult topic, which it's really not, I just kind of want to discuss this using namespace standard one more time with you guys, just to give you an idea of why it is in our code. And the reason why, I told you at the beginning of this series not to worry about it, and that the reason why we're putting it in our code is to make our lives easier. And I want to show you, it's because when we do something as simple as cout hello world, and we try to output that, if we don't have this using namespace standard, all of a sudden our code falls apart and we get an error right here, an error, and it says error, cout was not declared in this scope. Well, without getting into too much detail, this namespace is including a function cout, the standard function cout, the output operators. So we need using the namespace standard just to do simple, standard operations such as output hello world to the screen and then end the line. Now there is a way to get around this. Obviously you could take this out and do something else to use this function, but I don't want to get into that yet because that's more of an advanced topic. I wouldn't consider that a good topic to discuss with absolute beginners in programming. That goes into using namespace functions, which I consider an advanced data structure. It's similar to a class in a way, which is going into object-oriented design, and that's not something I want to get into in this series with you guys, because I just want to cover all the basics, and then when you get this down, maybe in a future series we'll go over advanced data structures and object-oriented programming. But for now, we're going to keep it simple, and we're just going to keep using namespace standard in our code. That being said, let's move on to concatenation, which is a simple, in my opinion, it's a simple topic, even though it sounds difficult. And all concatenation is, it's basically the addition of strings. And I want to show you what I mean. So if we do string first name equals Tom, and then string last name equals Jones, then we can actually outdo, something like string full name equals first name plus, let's add a space in there, plus last name. And we can output that. We can output full name, and it will output Tom space Jones. Let's run it. And as you can see, Tom Jones appears in the console. So, that being said, that's basically all there is to concatenation. Now, there are a few rules. If you mess around with it, you're going to find out you can't do stuff like output Tom plus Jones. When you output that, you get an error. So you need to have a variable in between your raw strings. You need to be adding a raw string to a variable when you do concatenation, either that or two variables together, if you understand that. And if you don't, I would say just practice this concatenation topic, and it will become simple to understand, when you can use concatenation and when you can't. And just messing around with it, you should, get enough errors just playing around. You'll say, oh, okay, I get what he's saying. You have to have, if I wanted to do output Jimmy plus last name, I can do that. I can say Jimmy Jones. But if I want to say Jimmy plus Jones, I can't do that. That'll throw an error. So that being said, that's basically all there is to string concatenation. There are some built-in library functions that you can use, but we'll get into built-in functions later in this series. For now, I just want you to mess around with concatenation, and I wanted to just show you why we have using namespace standard in our code. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.